Hi everyone, I'm KU and thanks for inviting me for this AMA session. Um, Briefly, let me introduce what MVL does. First of all, MVL stands for the Mass Vehicle Ledger, and we started this blockchain project for mobility data. So what we try to do is actually to gather more mobility data with the blockchain network, and then we want to give the benefit to drivers who's working together with us. So for example, those ride-hailing platforms in this world, like Uber and other big giants, and they're actually working together with those drivers as a gig worker, but they don't get like good enough compensation, right? So we want to help them to sustain themselves by providing zero commission, and this is actually zero commission ride-hailing service that we introduced in Singapore and Cambodia and Vietnam. And these zero commission concept actually came from the overall philosophy of the blockchain. So um, we are currently moving on to delivery to help the delivery drivers, and also moving on to electric motor vehicle, for example, three-wheeler and two-wheeler, to support the drivers and to help them to be sustainable more, like increasing the income and reduce the cost. And also we want to utilize those connection between drivers and the platform by implementing this data protocol between them. Well, this is a very good question. The reason why we want to list our MVL token into liquid exchange is it's all because of the connection that Liquid currently has. So Liquid Exchange is the licensed exchange in Japan. So we wanted to have an access to the Japanese investors and holders of token, and then naturally when we are planning to expand our business in Japan, so it would be very useful for us to utilize that connection for the Japanese customers. And also Liquid has its business presence in Southeast Asia, such as Singapore and Vietnam, so which is a perfect fit for us to collaborate together. For example, for let's say business expansion for crypto payment acceptation, and business expansion, for example, in Vietnam for reward system, and also the backside support for the reward system connection with the liquid exchange. So with all those like strategical connection that we can actually collaborate together to move forward and to increase the adaptation of this blockchain concept and blockchain powered services. So in the future, and I would love to explore more further together with the liquid exchange to expand its business, and also to expand the collaboration model together. Well, this is a very good question. I think this is a very important question for the project like us. I I think the most important thing that differentiating us from other projects with a similar mobility industry, or even an overall like blockchain project, excluding those platforms like Ethereum or Polkadot and others. But those projects, we so called that we went through the ICO and try to raise the fund through the ICO, and also after raising money, and then try to deliver the services, and with the very big plan and with the concept. But actually those kind of services or those plans, I don't see many projects that has delivered with the good business fundamental. But the thing is that what MBOL distinguished from all those like project who doesn't have a business fundamental is we're running our mobility business here in Singapore and Cambodia and Vietnam, and also we are expanding our business fundamental by exporting our software package of ride-hailing and delivery to countries like Indonesia, India, and Africa. It's like in Africa and Ethiopia. So with this business fundamental of our real business and also expansion of business network in other countries, actually that helps us to have more transactions for the data that we are recording onto the blockchain, and also this recording of the data and number of increased transactions are actually becoming the real fundamental of the value of our MVL blockchain protocol. And by having this business fundamental, we also have our own way of survive with the blockchain support, and but also the business itself support that we have is actually helping us to sustain further, even though the market downturn dragging us or dragging other projects down a little bit. But our side, because of the business fundamental that we have been built, so actually this helps us to stronghold ourselves to sustain further, and also to dream in a bigger every single day with the progress of our business and the growth of all those revenue and everything. So this is the reason why we are actually differentiating ourselves from any other project on this same, let's say, domain of like a mobility blockchain. That's how we believe. Okay, this question is connected to a previous question. So we've been achieving many different milestones from the beginning of this our ICO, and then building the blockchain protocol, and then we achieved to open our service of ride-hailing, so-called zero-commission ride-hailing in Singapore, which name is TADA. And also through this zero commission, we've achieved more than 100,000 drivers has joined our platform across the Singapore, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and now over 1 million users, including all drivers and riders. So these drivers are creating lots of orders to support each other, so riders can enjoy the cheaper fare, and also drivers can take 100% of the income whenever they are providing a service. And also on top of that, with the combination of the very meaningful collaboration together with our strategic investors, we've built the electric three-wheeler and energy infrastructure project together. And then now we are on the process of building the production line, and also these products and the electric vehicle will come out into the market by the end of this year. So then these business fundamental and achievement helped us to grow further, and to increase the real value of our blockchain protocol and its value as well. Okay, this question is also connected to a previous question, and TADA as a service is it's a very important concept for us to spread the MVL protocol and our blockchain concept to all over the world actually. So we built our service here in Singapore, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and we are running ourselves, and we run through the market what we need to develop and what we should not do it. So with those kind of experience, and that also the whole development process, we've learned that there is a core that we should develop and keep focusing on, and then based on that experience, we could package out our software to provide and to support the local entrepreneurs such as Indonesia or Ethiopia or other countries. When we are talking about supporting and providing this software to them, is actually we go into that market and support our software, providing our software to them for supporting. and then they run the business with their own brand, and then we support the backend and the tech system. And on top of that, we are actually building this data connection to MVL blockchain protocol. So whenever we're having a contract with those probable players or entrepreneurs who wants to use our software, we have a one very important condition, that we are providing this software solution to them with very cheaper price or very marginal price, but the data is actually belonging to MVL, so we can record all those data into the blockchain protocol. So TADS itself is very important for us to spread the whole MVL blockchain protocol, and then we believe that by providing the software and sharing this to those local entrepreneurs, and we can have more access to the drivers internationally, and then those access to international drivers actually will be connected to the increased number of transactions on our MVL blockchain protocol. So this is why TAS itself is very important for us to maintain and spread. Okay, well, this is a very good question. So we opened our first the business first service here in Singapore with zero commission TADA ride hailing, and when we thought about this zero commission ride hailing with the MVL blockchain protocol support. The first thing is actually giving the zero commission to the drivers. That's the most important one, and that next one is actually the create the positive cycle for the driver to get more incentives, and also those to create the better service connection between the rider and the driver. To give the incentive to the driver, what we have built on TADA in Singapore is actually we create the point system. So whenever driver provide a service to the customer, or give the review and get the review, and we see this as one of the data transaction point. Whenever this data transaction point happen, we give them a reward point, and this reward point drivers can exchange to MVL token with the proper exchange rate that we set inside, and then drivers can utilize this exchange the MVL token. Either they liquidate through the crypto exchange, and later they can also use this MVL point or coin inside of the system. Now we are preparing for the crypto payment and the more advanced incentive and point system. So this will be introduced in Singapore and second half of this year, and we believe that this is one of the opportunity for us to introduce the crypto payment and also the new types of incentive payment together with the blockchain. So when we are introducing this, then we want to see for the collaboration opportunity with the liquid.com with their own system and backend system to support this settlement of crypto payments. So this is why the previous answer that I gave to you all, that the listing MVL token onto liquid.com is the strategically it's important for us to do so. I think this is one of the important question, the use case of an MVL token. So first of all, I was explaining to you that with the previous questions that our business fundamental and our services that connected to MVL protocol is actually one of the data transaction point. Every single transaction point is actually has the meaning of itself that when we are recording onto the blockchain, and when we are doing it, those data producers needs to get the reward, and then we give the reward through the point as of now, and then this point can be exchanged to the token. So the second half of this year, what we are preparing is actually the crypto payment within our closed network system, closed system of our service. And then when we are introducing this, MVL token will likely to be used as one of the payment option, and also one of the investment option for the drivers and the riders. So whenever they are using service with their own credit card or fiat currency, they could get the reward of incentive points, and also they can be changed to token, and then that token MVL token can be used as a payment option inside of our system. So right now we call as of now, we call it as a MVL 1.0, which is like people are collecting the incentive points, and that token can be used for outside of exchange. Okay, wow, this is a very hard question. My long-term vision for this MVL protocol is actually we want to spread the impact that we have made here in Singapore, and we want to make it bigger, and also we want to spread this to all other neighbor countries and also India and Africa. So the impact that we have made so far is very clear and straightforward. Give them more flexibility and more income to the drivers, and help them to reduce the cost of running the business and themselves, and also bring the more reasonable and fair price for the riders who wants to use the ride services or any delivery services. How we can do this is actually we go with the connection between the blockchain protocol, MVL blockchain protocol, and the direct ride hailing service or delivery services that we're providing in this region. So for example, so we go with the zero commission to the driver, and then drivers keep on joining and then help us to grow further together, and then riders can call the car with a cheaper price, and this also help us to increase the transaction point. Then with the increased number of transaction points means that we have more data access, and these data access data recording points can create a huge pool of data access, and this data access also can be connected to those big companies or any other mobility related services, for example car insurance or autonomous driving. Whenever they need those kind of data, they can access through it, and they can bring the value onto the MVL blockchain protocol. And then later stage, we can also utilize those the benefit from those big companies, and also help to expand or spread more of our protocol and the concept of the platform service to all over the world. And then eventually what I'm looking for is actually to connect all drivers every different countries to become one of the stronger voice to work together with so-called the giant platforms. So I want to give them a tool to sustain themselves, and I want to give them a strong power to get together with our blockchain protocol together. So that's what I am looking for the long-term vision. I personally think this is also a very good question. The use case. What's the use case of MVL token? So now those drivers and the riders who gets the point as an incentive, they can exchange it into the token, MVL token, and then they can liquidate it, and then they can change it into fiat currency, and then they can use it for their own personal use. That's the current use case and the payment system that we were using. But now what we are preparing for MVL 2.0 is actually implementing the crypto payment and incentive payment inside of our TADA ride-hailing platform. So the people who hold the point or MVL token, they can use that point or coin as a payment option inside of our platform. And this will be connected to our delivery service and express delivery service, and also this could be naturally be connected to other services if they can accept this crypto payment, or if they have their own loyalty services or point system, so that we can make it as one of the exchange point, so then we can naturally connect the businesses and services together. Okay, I think this is related to the concept that I have been explaining to you. The crypto payment, I think, to be widely accepted for the, let's say, platform users or internet market, we definitely need to touch the point of payment. So I think that's the best way that we can actually increase the adaptation of the crypto itself. But to have the to have large number of transactions actually of crypto payment, you need to have a certain number of traffics on your platform services, and that platform services should have enough power at the market who can create actually impact on the payment. So now what we are focusing on before we are introducing the crypto payment is that increase the coverage, market coverage, or also the increase the number of drivers, increase the number of riders. So let them use the service without having any difficulties, and without any hesitation of like being charged of like a ridiculous of commissions. And after we build a certain number of, let's say, fundamental with a good number of drivers and riders, and then we can start building those concept of the payment with the use of, let's say, our own MVL token, but also use of, let's say, Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if Ethereum or Bitcoin, if their transaction cost is too high, maybe once we are adapting that one, and we may create the additional cost for our riders who call the car. So in this case, we may not, we could try to accept it, but we may not want to create more burden for the users. So what we are planning to do is actually we use the stable coin concept with the collaboration with the global exchange, and also the local payment crypto stable coin payment players. So then we can create the internal crypto payment system, so that we can start helping people to use this crypto payment with a stable value connected concept. So that's what we are preparing, but the more detail could be shared when we are ready to share all this concept in the second half of this year.